Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. Well, I hope everyone had a wonderful Mother's Day. I know it's Tuesday. I'm just getting back from a short trip, visiting my mom for Mother's Day. Mother's Day was always really sad for me when I moved here to Charlotte, North Carolina, and the reason being is because I buried my mom in New Jersey, in the middle of New York City and the middle of Maryland. And New Jersey is right there in the middle, so I will be able to go visit her when I lived in Maryland, and the people that lived in New York, they can go visit her. However, my heart was hurting again because I haven't been able to visit my mom. I went up last year. Unfortunately, it had to be during a memorial to visit my mom, but the snow was all over the ground, and I couldn't find her. I just couldn't remember where she was located, and I didn't visit her for about 5 years. So my mom first passed. Well, first of all, she's been dead now 10 years. February they just passed. I'll never forget the scenario when she passed. I was in Atlantic City at the time when Whitney Houston passed away. And my mother was sick, and I was on my way to get her. So I can bring her to Maryland to get cancer treatment. And she fell out in the house, and they wound up getting her to the hospital, and she died the day after we came from Atlantic City. So it was not, it was a sudden death. It wasn't something that, she was sick. She was sick, but we didn't expect her to check out so early. We thought she would at least go through her cancer treatments and, how can I say it? Slowly pass away. Okay, I was trying to figure out a way to say it, guys. But she checked out early, made a funny video on Instagram this morning. There's a guy saying, I made my own people, and I thought about my mom because I said, before she passed away, I said, Mom, I'm coming to get you, and I'm going to bring you down here with me and the kids, and we're going to take care of you. And she kept saying, no. And I was like, yes, you can't stay up there by yourself. Because I had a good job, and I just couldn't keep running up and down the road. It was just wearing me down, I was running up and down the road every time something happened. She was only 3 hours away from me, but it's still a lot when you have to do it on a regular basis, So it was a real hard time for me, and I was trying to put her inside a cancer treatment in Philadelphia. For those that read my book, That Boxer, you might have read her story in the book, because I did put it in the book. The process that I went through, it was a very trying time for me. It was very hard being on the next up in the family, to hold down the family. I was holding down the family financially, but she was holding down the family, when we came together, or when there was a family issue, and my kids, they all touched, and she just said, no, I'm not doing it. That's the way I felt. Like, she was just like, nah, I'd rather check out than have to deal with them kids, all of us in the same household. So I always try to, make it a funny instead of, hurt, because my mother she was funny. She was like a traveling party. Every time she came around or we was around with family things, we had a lot of fun and created a lot of memories. So I try to keep those memories alive, and remember the things that we used to do and how she would talk, So when we got there, been wanted to go. I was working, and it's always something that I couldn't go. The money wasn't right, or I was working, and I just told myself, I said, I need to go visit my mom. I have to go. I wasn't feeling right. And see, the other thing is, me and her birthday is 2 days apart. Okay, her birthday is the 15th of July. Mine is the 17th of July. So we always try to do things for our birthday together. So it kind of really, it blows me for a loop on Mother's Day and around our birthdays. So I really don't celebrate Mother's Day like that and my birthday, due to me losing my mom and, having to deal with the fact that I don't have a mother anymore to call and say Happy Mother's Day or to take out to dinner or to give flowers to, I don't have that anymore. So it really bothers me, So on Mother's Day, I just, fall back. However, I said, no, not this year. I'm going to take this leap of faith and I'm going to make this happen. And I did. And I had a wonderful Mother's Day. I was able to visit my mom. And then once again, we was able to go to Atlantic City and enjoy the rest of our day, in the memory of my mother, So, yeah, that's what we did. And we just got back. I'm tired, but I just wanted to touch base with you guys because I haven't been on a podcast. I didn't go on podcast yesterday. And now we're at Tuesday, I believe. We had Tuesday. Yeah, we had Tuesday. So I said to myself, let me get on here and just, share what my Mother's Day was like. And happy belated Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. I didn't get to post Mother's Day because we was doing so much and so many videos, and so I didn't get to actually, on Mother's Day, get to actually sit down and make a Mother's Day card for all the mothers out there like I normally do every year. But, happy Mother's Day to you guys, and I hope you all enjoyed your day. Yeah, that was my Mother's Day, and I was so happy. It felt like something was lifted off of me. Because in Maryland, I was able to just drive up, an hour and 40 minutes to her gravesite, So when I moved down here, it really put a damper in my life, because I'm not an hour away. I'm 10 hours away, and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Why did I do this to myself? But I like it here in Charlotte. So eventually, I'm going to keep working hard. And when I get the money, I'm going to have her transferred here, which should probably, in her spirit, probably go off, because just like she didn't want to move to Maryland with us when she was alive. I doubt if she wants to move to Charlotte with us, dead, but, I would prefer to have her here with me so that way I can visit her regularly, so I'm looking forward to investing in that, the move for her, I've looked into it, it costs a pretty penny, to have someone that's dead moved, but you got to do what you got to do, when you want to have your peace, your sanity, and the things that you believe in, and I believe in visiting your dead family members and keeping them alive. That's just how I think, that's how I feel, and I raise my kids that way as well. Don't forget about them, because those are the ones that helped you or, took care of you and guided you, and you just don't want to forget about them. You keep their memories alive. This is why we create memories, The other thing is, people, y'all got to get outside. I know y'all still afraid of the COVID. Y'all still afraid of going here. Y'all always find a problem where, I don't want to travel. The gas is high. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I saw gas high But it is what it is when you want to create memories for your people. You know how much money I spent this weekend? Y'all would never believe how much money I spent this weekend. And I spent more money on eating than anything, okay? Survival, okay? They know where to get you, okay? I would have rather paid for the gas than feeding these people. And that's just the bottom line, the reality of it. So I say all of that to say, take time out and ride out with your people. You don't always got to book a flight, and that can be stressful as well. Sometimes you have a 5-hour ride, you book a flight, you be in the damn airport for 5 hours sitting, so ride out. Say a prayer and ride out. You got some family members that passed away, go visit. We wasn't the only ones in the cemetery. The cemetery was full with people, on Mother's Day. And you would never believe it was a lot of black people. So I'm glad to see my culture going out there to visit their family members. I had one lady, she recruited herself to help us find my mother. It was a black lady. Shout out to her. I didn't get her name. But, she pulled up. She said, I heard you over saying that you was looking for your mom. And, I can help, and I'm like, oh, thank you, because the office was closed. The office at the cemetery was closed on Mother's Day. I would have been able to go to the office if it was during the week and say, hey, where's my mom? And they would have said, okay, her plot is over here. You go here, there, whatever, and then you'll find her. However, I didn't have, and I could have called them, I don't know why I didn't. We was just on a scavenger hunt for mom, and we found her, when my son found her. It's like he remembered. It's crazy. He said, Mom, I told you she was over here on the right, and you running over here, looking over here. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you were right. He parked like right where she was. And I'm like, are you sure this is it? And he's like, I'm telling you, she's over here somewhere. But we still did the scavenger hunt looking for her, and she was probably, her soul spirit was probably looking at us like, look at these dummies running around the cemetery looking for me, But we found her, and I was able to be in peace, so it was a wonderful weekend for me. Best weekend I've had in years, so I'm God covered us, Of course, we had some little bit of drama, I lost my bank card. Luckily, the people in Jersey was nice, they found it, and held it for me. So we had to turn around, go back, to get my bank card. But we have kind people everywhere, so that's a good thing, that we do run into, good people, because somebody could have took the card, tried to use it, but today they have things set up so well with the technology that they know if it's you using your card, and my banks, they either text me with a purchase, call me, block it. I was trying to pay my daughter's orthodontist bill. Well, they was trying to pay it, take it out, and they stopped them from taking it out. So, but everything went well, I'm always covered, what's that saying? Even though things happen, God doesn't allow it to prosper, so sometimes we're going to go through things, but that don't mean that it's going to affect you, so that's where that saying comes from, yeah. So I said that to say, people, make sure you visit your loved ones, when they die off, check out, as I call it. I say they checking out. As they die off and checking out, don't forget about them, keep their memories alive, take that time out to visit and show your love, for that person, It was big for me, because like I said, when my mother died, I was at her gravesite so much, it was unreal. And then for it to be stripped of me, because I incorporated it in my living. She passed away. I can't call her no more, but I can visit. I can visit and just feel her presence. Knowing the flesh is there. Was there. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I say all that to say, I had a wonderful weekend. And I hope all you guys did. For those that lost their moms and they're grieving over their moms, my condolences. And I hope you was able to visit your mom, and if you couldn't, I hope you got through the day, because it's really hard. People don't realize that it can be very, very, very difficult moving on without your mom, So we struggle. I have friends. Matter of fact, I want to make a grieving mother page, where it's just us people that lost our moms, and we could put their pictures up and talk about memories and stuff like that. So I think that's something that I want to do probably this month. I will probably set that up, a mom grieving page, where we can all help each other, because it's really hard. Sometimes, even with myself, I could be doing something. I could be cooking and get a thought of my mom and just bust out in tears, or I could be going through a problem and say, damn, my mom is not here. I can't call her and say, Mom, what should I do? Help me, give me some advice, even if the advice ain't right, just give me something, but I can't do that anymore. So this is why we have to love our parents while they're here, and try to, we may not like everything our parents say. We may not like everything our parents do. But you only get one set of parents, and that's just what it is, and you try your best to deal with just who they are, and it is what it is. We don't get to choose who our parents are, and just be thankful that, you had parents that grew up with, because some people lost their mom or their dad when they was kids. So they never even got to physically deal with their kids. Their children didn't get to deal with their mom. So they never know what their mom was like, their smell, what they might. Some people has told me that they lost their mom when they was young, but they remember their smell, There's so much that comes with that. It's crazy how your parents have a certain smell, and only you can smell it. And you know what I mean? It's like, my mom is here. You know what I mean? Like, and you like, people be like, well, how can you smell your mom is here? I'm like, because my mom has a scent that, you know what I mean? So, and that's what anyone, you'll never forget your mom's smell, So yeah, this was like I said, a wonderful Mother's Day for me. Being able to visit my mom, it's hard, people. It's really hard not being able to pick up the phone and call your mother. I battle with that every single day of my life. Especially when I'm going through it with my kids, and I need some advice, and I'm like, ugh. I ain't even got mommy to pick up the phone and call, or for her to, but I'm coming down here and curse them kids out and go off, I don't have that no more. So I got to do it all by myself, and I'm not a wuss, that. I can do it, but it's just the fact of not having my mom, there to help me or call, or, you know what I'm saying? I used to talk to my mother every single day. When I was coming from work, I used to work in Brooklyn, Maryland, and I'll be driving home. As soon as I pull out the gate from work, I call my mom, and she still be at work. Sometimes I would get off of work before her. Sometimes I get off of work after her. But for the majority of the time, I would get off of work before her, because I went to work a lot earlier than she did. So she would still be at work. my mother worked for the city of New York, so most of them get off of work at 5:30, 6 o'clock. So I used to get off of work sometimes 4, 5. So I'll call her, oh, you preparing to go home? And she's like, yeah, talk to me, get this last hour out, so that would be our thing. When I get off of work early, I will call her and pretty much help the rest of her day through, so she can go home, And that's what we did. We talked every day, almost every day. If I didn't talk to her her last hour of work, I would talk to her when I get home while I'm cooking dinner. So I talk to my mother every single day, Y'all read the book, Wound to Survive and Thrive. That's the story of a situation that happened in me and my family's life, my mother, my brother. The story is in there. It's called The Faith to Forgive. And that story stands on what happened to me and my little brother, and my mother had just lost her mother, okay, and she was grieving and she wasn't in her right mind. And I had to learn that, as I grew, because I had this, I had a lot of animosity, and I hated her, for what happened to me and my little brother. However, God told me you have to forgive her because she's imperfect, and that's the thing with us human beings. We have to learn that we are imperfect. This is why Jesus died for us, because he knew that there's certain things that we can't deal with, and we can't be perfect all the time, and what happened to me and my little brother really affected our lives. However, I had to have the faith to forgive her and know that by me forgiving her, our life will go on better. And it did, so, that saying, leap of faith. Sometimes we have to take a leap of faith and know that things will be okay, Sometimes some people be scared to take that leap of faith on certain things, and they be miserable for the rest of their lives, and that's their fault, But if there's no indication that something can harm you, why not take that leap of faith? And that's what I did when it came to my mother, because by this point, I'm an adult and she don't make decisions for me. I was able to make decisions for myself. So even if she had issues that might have destroyed me or the wrong, and I can make my own decisions, So when God put it in my heart to take that leap and say, hey, forgive her for what happened, and love your mom while she's here. And I got to do that for the last 13 years of both of our lives, of her life. And it was the most precious time of my life, being able to do things with my mom, especially as an adult. A kid is one thing because they make the decisions. But when you're an adult, you can sit down and make the decisions together and say, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, let's go here, let's go there, and make memories. Let's have family dinners, And it was the most beautiful thing for the last 13 years, of my life. When my mother got sick, I had to help her financially. And I was okay with that. I was okay with, because God had blessed me. It's like God sets you up. And sometimes we don't understand why God does what he does, but he sets you up because he knows that something is going to happen or someone's going to need you. And this is why he sets you up this way, So that's why we have to have faith and continue to pray, And I know y'all get tired of hearing me talk about God, but God is real, and y'all need to understand that having faith in God will open up doors for you that you never believed you will ever see in your life, So it's something that it's a must do, to study about God, understand the way God works, so you can be able to live a happy life, Like I was saying, my mother, before my mother passed away, I got my job at Frito-Lay. I did not know that I was going to be making the money that I was making. I didn't know 6 years down the line that I would need to help my mother pay her bills because she was ill. Okay, I didn't know these things. When she got a divorce, that she was going to need my help. I didn't know that, but God did. So I was able to do what I needed to do to help my mother. When she called me and said, Jackie, my rent need to be paid. I don't have the money. And I'm like, all right, I got you, Ma. Don't worry. And she'd be like, well, you don't have to send me the money. Just send it to the landlord. I said, okay. My mother was dead for, I think, 3 months. 3 months after she passed away. The landlord called me, because he had used to dealing with me because he used to get checks from me for paying her rent, and he was like, I didn't want to throw the stuff away. He said, I know that, she's not going to be living there anymore. And he wasn't upset about me not paying rent after she passed away. But, the respect as my mother's child, meaning me, he gave me a lot of respect because I was there for my mom, and he knew that, you might want to go through your mom things, and, there might be precious things there that you might want. So, because I left everything behind. The day that I put her in the ground, I never went back, to New York. I went on ahead to Maryland and lived my life, and actually forgot. And I already had the dog, and I was like, ugh, I don't care, But he called me and he said, Jackie, I just wanted to, touch base with you to see what you was going to do because I want to close out the apartment, and I'm like, oh, okay, I forgot. I'm trying to deal with my mother's death. So it was like really hard for me. And I said, okay, I'm going to go up and check out the house and I'm going to leave, whatever. He was like, well, whatever you don't want, just leave it there and I'll get it cleaned out. And, because my mother had a good relationship with her landlord. And he had built a relationship with me. And I said, okay. So I just went and got her, some of her precious stuff. And I left everything else behind. I didn't even have the strength. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even have the strength to go through her stuff. I'm going to just keep it real with y'all. I just, smelling her, feeling her presence. I just couldn't do it. So I just took what I could, to keep memories, like the pictures and stuff like that. And she had all of the families, like the family Bible. I have that. That Bible went through our family for many, many years. It was passed down through generations. So I did take the family Bible. I took all of the pictures. I took the family's death certificates, the ones that she had. And, yeah, that was it. And, I discarded of her undergarments because I didn't want nobody going through my mama's undergarments, and I had it out. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't go through, and she had a lot of new stuff because my mother was always shopping. She was a mail orderer, like how we do now with Amazon and everything else. But she was a QVC. She sees stuff on QVC and HSN, and she shopped. So she had so much stuff that she would buy and then pack it up. Like, well, Mom, why is you buying all this stuff? Well, that's my life. I don't have nothing else to do but shop. So that's what I do, and I'm like, okay, I accepted it, but I didn't even bother to go through the stuff. I just left it, because I was grieving so hard, but I miss my mom, and I'm glad I got to see, her gravesite this weekend. And I had a wonderful Mother's Day myself outside of that. I was able to visit Atlantic City, my favorite place to visit. I was able to get in the pool. Only thing I'm mad about, I was upset about, it was cold. It was so cold. And you're on the beach, you're on the water, and I'm like, oh, it's just so cold. I was so miserable because I like heat. And we got to Maryland, it was so cold, it was raining. I'm like, oh, why me? But I'm like, okay, God, I know you're going to fix this at the end. You're going to give me something. You're going to give me something throughout this trip. And it ended very well, even though I had to deal with the cold, but that's where I come from. I come from the cold. I just wasn't prepared because I'm Southern now. I like the heat. I was coming up out of here, North Carolina. We was 80-something degrees, 88 degrees. And now I'm up here where it's 30, 40 degrees. Like, I can't deal with this. So it was shocking to me and shocking to my body. I kept saying, I hope I don't catch a cold. So I'm going to go in here and do my daily detoxing and my peppermint tea. So I make sure I don't catch no cold. My allergies didn't bother me that bad, though, while I was up there in the cold. But I was freezing. So I hope the change, because it's going to be pretty warm here today in Charlotte. So my body's got to get adjusted again. Matter of fact, as we was driving back down, you could feel the atmosphere change. It's crazy how from one area to the next, you could feel the atmosphere change. And we felt the atmosphere change from Maryland to Virginia. It started getting hot. We all had on hoodies. And we start coming up out them hoodies like, oh my gosh, it's burning up. Like, and it's crazy how just a couple of miles can make a difference in the atmosphere, So, yeah, and just riding and going across waters and bridges and looking at the sky. It's just a beautiful time, you know what I mean? So, yeah, sometimes, I know y'all like to, get on the plane and fly out. Get it. But sometimes just riding, thinking, and seeing the land is a beautiful thing, And I love it. I love to ride out with my family. I was laughing because people say, you always take your kids everywhere you go. When you go on vacation. Yeah, I always find kid-friendly places, because they're my family. I hate to leave my family behind and something happens, while I'm away. Something can happen to them or something can happen to me, We stay together. That's the way it's supposed to be, So, yeah. Well, guys, that was my story for the weekend. The ride out. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk to y'all about saving energy and saving money on your electric bill. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all about the things that I do. And I appreciate God so much, because He teaches us how to use nature to help us save money. And that's just the bottom line. God did not intend for us to have to struggle. He didn't intend on that. But we get comfortable. We get comfortable with everyday life and take it for granted, and then it bites us. You know what I mean? And we had a very, very cold winter. And there's still people right now up north dealing with the cold. And we're in May. And their bills is probably sky high. They can't, and their gas is high. So everything is high. We got not only the gas, the electric. The gas is high, the electric is high because it's still cold in places, and something else I was trying to say is high. Food is high because we're having a shortage of food. Now I just heard last week. I wanted to bring it to you guys' attention. The bird flu has been going around now for about, I'd say maybe 4 months, 3 to 4 months, and it just touched down in America, okay? Y'all don't have to be afraid to buy the meat because the stores cannot have those meats in there, and they will never get them, and I'm going to tell you why. Once they know that the birds has been infected, every bird around them has to die. Okay? They kill the whole flock. So we don't have to worry about that. Now, our meat may cost a little bit more due to the fact of it being a shortage because they had to lay some of them down. However, there's nothing to be afraid of. You can still eat your chicken. Like, I went into Walmart the other day and saw some chicken legs. I said, I want these chicken legs because y'all know I don't eat chicken that much. But when I get the craving for chicken, I get me some chicken. And, my freezer, it's hard to find the chicken. So I saw some chicken legs. I said, let me grab these up. And they wasn't that expensive. The chicken legs is running like for a family pack at Walmart right now, anywhere from $6 to $7, $8. And that's not too bad. And a family pack feeds a family of could feed a family of 8. And if, you're a family that don't eat much meat, one chicken leg, it comes with 12. So, you can save your money. So this is the time to get the stuff, before the food really become scarce and we can't get it. Okay, and that's coming this summer and by the end of this year, because like I said, they have to kill the flock because they don't want it to spread. We don't want to catch that thing. So just be careful when y'all going out, because you got farms that sell food, buy local flock and use that to feed they people, the restaurant. So just be careful when y'all eating out at these restaurants that you don't know. I had a friend tell me, my friend that took the trip with me, he was like, oh, no, I hate McDonald's. And I laughed. I said, well, guess what? I said, McDonald's is reputable. We know, I was trying to get the word, I can't get it out. We know McDonald's. McDonald's has been around for many, many years. And they're not going to do anything to hurt their company. Okay? We know that. They've been standing as the biggest ever. Okay? So when all else fails, and I don't have a reputable, that's what I'm trying to get at, reputable restaurant to eat at, I'm going to McDonald's. So I know they aim to please. And if anything happens, they got me covered. Because they got insurance. Not saying that some of these smaller places don't have insurance, but sometimes you just got to be cautious. We always want to show the small businesses love, but when it comes to stuff going in our body, and we know we have some issues going on out here, we have to protect ourselves, So my nose is stopped up, guys. Told you I hope I didn't catch a cold. That's why I'm getting ready to go fix this thing right now. Because y'all know I don't stop. I got to be moving around doing stuff. So I can't be sick. I don't have time to be sick. Ain't no time in a day for me to be sick. So I got to get rid of this early. But it could just be my allergies. I took my allergy pills, though. But I could be catching a little cold from the atmosphere change. But yeah, I had a ball. Oh, that chlorine was eating my eyes up, though, guys. I like to swim. I like water. And in the beach, that's the thing. In the beach, it's salt water. In the pool, of course, we have to deal with the chlorine. And the chlorine burns my eyes and my nose so bad. So that hurts me sometimes, too. Sometimes I get a sinus infection from it. But I don't think I'm going to get a sinus infection because I would have got a headache and, the pain and everything. So that didn't happen. So I know it's not that. I'm just probably got a little cold from this atmosphere. And then you go into these hotel rooms and you be freezing. You don't know how to work the temperature gauge, Try to get that right. Then you got so many people in the room with you, and everybody's temperature is different. Some people like cold, some people like hot, and it's like, you just going through it, So going away can be good, and then it can be a hindrance as well, But I definitely enjoyed myself in Atlantic City. That's my favorite place to visit. It's kid friendly. The boardwalk is wonderful, guys. If you go out to Atlantic City, walk the boardwalk one time. They have different stores on the boardwalk. During the summer months, they have the Ferris wheel out there. They have like a carnival type thing. They have they do the fireworks on the 4th of July. They do so much out there at Atlantic City, and like I said, it's kid friendly. The hotel we stayed in was kid friendly. Harara's is kid friendly. Am I going to tell you the hotel I stayed in? No, I'm not. The reason being is because I will be going back, and I don't need people checking in trying to come when I come. Okay? So I will not tell y'all the hotel I was in. I'm going to keep that quiet. But yeah, had a wonderful time. Some of y'all might figure it out. Who knows? But that's going to be my special little hotel that I visit when I go out to Atlantic City. And treated me well there. I'm thankful. So yeah, that was my weekend, and got to get back to business. I got to get myself together to do my schooling, and I had to take a little vacation. You need a vacation sometimes. I went through drama last week. It's drama every day with the business, trying to get that stuff right. It's just drama every day. So sometimes you just got to take that time out for yourself, and don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel guilty about loving yourself. You got to love yourself, And I do got to go back to the beach. I'm trying to decide if I want to do it in Atlantic City because I like the atmosphere, and I like the way that the beach is set up and the waves come in, it's going to either be Atlantic City Beach. I'm going to do my video, Poppy Pum Pum Man. I told you I was going to take it down, but I'm not going to take it down. It's going to either be Atlantic City Beach I'm going to do it in, or Myrtle Beach when I go out there and evaluate the way it looks out in Myrtle Beach. So I got to take this visit to Myrtle Beach too, and then I will decide where I'm going to make the Pop Your Pum Pum video. That song is still doing well after 4 years, I believe. 4 years. So y'all do deserve a video, and y'all deserve that video for your world as well. But I'm getting people in my life that I can have help me with the videos and traveling and different things like that. So yeah, I'll be doing more soon. My main focus right now is school and working to be able to take care of home and my business. Maryland and go to the streams. It was so cold. I wasn't able to go to the streams. I love the streams. So, with that being said, yeah, I'm going to be running around this summer, hopefully. I still work, so I can't take off that much, but I can take a weekend or so and ride out, I might even fly out if the prices are right, and I don't have to sit in the airport for hours. I hate sitting in the airport for hours waiting for a connecting flight. That really just don't sit with me well. When you can make, by the time you and sat waiting for your connecting flight, I could have been where I was going. So, I don't know if I didn't baggage claim. You spend a lot of time at the airport. I don't be having time for that stuff, However, like I said, if I could get a straight through flight, then yeah, I'm all for it. But the driving, it could be fun, yeah, it can be fun. Like I said, to create the memories, with the people and just live. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me, and y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Get your pens and paper ready, because we will be talking about saving energy. I'll talk to y'all soon.